All right, welcome back to another Cool Tool Show and Tell. Today on the show we have Joshua Ellingson. Josh is a commercial artist who specializes in illustrations for books, for websites, posters, merchandise. I'm excited to have him on the show. Josh, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Donald Bell.
What have you got to show for us today, Josh?
Well, I was going to show you my embroidery machine. I got this. This is the Brother. It's going to be sideways. This is the Brother SE 400, and it is a consumer level basic embroidery machine. It's also a sewing machine, if you want. And so I've always wanted to make patches and stuff like that, and this is the cheapest way for me to do that, or at least it was when I got it.
Yeah, by cheap, what's the pricing on it?
You can get the SE 400 for, I think it's like $300, $350, but there's a new one out. So I got this a couple years ago. There's the SE 600 is out now. And so that is actually, I think, even cheaper. I think it's like $320, $300 even. And it's got more features, and apparently it's quieter and easier.
Cool. So I've looked into these before, and it always seemed like there's some built-in software that was like maybe helped you pull in embroidery patterns for some kind of old-fashioned dress you might make, or something that wasn't quite as like hip as what I would want to do with it. How have you worked with that or gotten around that?
Well, I mean, my initial intent was to take my own art and put it on stuff. But yes, I quickly understood or came to understand that you can't just send a JPEG file over to these things, that it has to be this proprietary digitization format. And so what I did is tried to make the clip art that you can find online or whatever, tried to make that cool by adding stuff to it or changing threads, at least to get something going so that I could learn how to use this thing. So I made some patches. Let me show you some of these. I started just, here's a clip art heart, and I just added Ebola to it.
How sweet.
Or, how sweet, right? Or, kittens. I made some kittens, but then I changed the threads. So there's some metallics and some crazy colors in there.
Acid kitten.
The back.
Yeah.
Acid kitten, totally. And just kind of trying to get to know the machine so that when I eventually could send my own artwork to it, I would have an idea of how to put stuff on this thing. So there's even borders you can do that are built in, where I just kind of stitch a border around it, and then you can add text. And this text here is just using the machine's built-in font machine. You can't really even do line breaks. You literally have to write the word to, and then move it down, and then write the word far, and then move the patch down and write gone. So
it gives it like a handmade quality. So it's a feature.
Yeah. Yes. It's not broken. There's this one. Wu-Tang Clan. But yeah, so I basically just found these floral patterns and animals.
So you worked with it. You instead of trying to reinvent the whole thing, you took what was offered to you and made the most of it.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
Actually, I went way down the rabbit hole of it. I made dozens of these things because there's really fun, putting your artwork or anything in thread on fabric. It's just, and it's visceral. It's stabby,
Mm-hmm.
It prints and the whole table moves, and it just becomes something's happening here. It's pretty fun.
And then what kind of consumables go into it? You're buying your own patches and having to buy your own thread. I imagine that thread's a pretty cheap thing to get, and I'm sure there's some super advanced metallic thread like you found, but is it pricey to kind of keep up and running?
Not really. The thread's pretty cheap. It's just a couple bucks a spool at the most, but usually you buy them in packs, so you get a whole pack of rayon thread. You want to make sure that the thread you get is friendly for machines and not just for hand sewing, because it has to kind of be move through the entire machine at a regular pace. It's got to be a very durable thread. If it's very fibrous thread, it tends to ball up and you end up with a problem. So I did find that out. Metallic thread, you have to make sure that the metallic thread it can go through the machine. I found that like metallic thread will break easily if it's not made for embroidery machines. So you got to be careful with that. And that stuff does get expensive. The supplies that sell themselves, like the patch, I bought a whole bunch of blank patches, and I like black because the color really stands out. But you can get these at allstitch.net for I think they're like a couple bucks at the most per patch. These ones don't have the adhesive backing, and I recommend not getting the adhesive backing just because it's easier. It's less wear on your machine, especially these entry level machines, for it not to have the plastic backing. So if you can get a raw backing on them, it's cheaper to buy and it's better for your machine.
How long does it usually take to get it like a single patch done? Is it
forever? It takes forever. Like this machine is not fast, and every color, like for every color, you literally have to okay, now I'm switching to blue. You have to undo all the blue and whatever color you were using, then put blue in and rethread it. So for this one, this 3-color design, I don't know, maybe half an hour. I mean, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
If you're doing a tiny patch like this, I found that you can, if you really think it out, you can put 2 or maybe 3 on the hoop at the same time. But it does take some planning. So don't expect to start making dozens of these for sale or for your baseball team in any kind of quickness. People keep saying, "Oh, cool, you're making patches now. Will you make me 3 dozen of this?" No, dude. I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll make one for you if you're really nice, but so really they're just for one at a time and not for mass quantities.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And where can people find more about you and what you do, Josh?
Yeah, you want to go to ellingson.cc, and you can go to my blog. There's a whole big blog post about my experiments and machine embroidery and all my art stuffs that I've been doing.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. And thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, Josh.
Hey, Donald Bell, thank you very much. See you later.